In this tutorial, you're going to learn how to make stone walls for your wargaming table. We're focusing on beginner techniques and cheap craft materials. This is a very simple terrain project that you can tackle in an afternoon, and your walls are going to look great. To start this project, you'll need a piece of polystyrene insulation board, a ruler, a hobby knife, a ballpoint pen, and a crumpled ball of aluminum foil. Today I'm using 3/4 inch thick insulation, but you can use any thickness that you have available. First, measure a section of wall and use your knife to cut the polystyrene into a strip. Snap it off, and you should be left with a piece like this. It's smart to have a miniature nearby for scale to help you decide exactly how tall and thick you want that stone wall to appear. My sections are 3/4 inches tall by about 1/2 inch thick. Then you can decide how long you need the wall sections to be. Any size will do here, but I'm going to start with a few 6-inch long pieces. Then we'll use the hobby knife to roughly round off the sharp top edges. I don't want this wall to look too square. I'll even cut out a few gouges or notches into the top so that it looks more irregular. Now, the fun part. Use a ballpoint pen to trace an outline of some large stones into the wall. You want a random pattern like this. Then it's just a matter of filling in the rest of the wall. There's no rhyme or reason to this. You just outline whatever stone shapes you want into an interlocking irregular design. Remember to go across the top and the sides of the wall as you work, and you want to press down with the pen in order to indent the polystyrene. Eventually, you'll have a wall like this one. At this point, I like to go back with a knife and cut down any more sharp edges and round them off a second time. I even pick out a few individual stones along the bottom of the wall to round off. Then you'll take the ball of aluminum foil and firmly roll it against all edges of the wall. Polystyrene is a naturally smooth product, and we want to rough it up a bit in order to add some texture. Here's a close-up at the end. You can see some of the texture here, but it is really going to pop after I add some paint. Here are the 6 sections that I made to start. Most of these are 6 inches long, and 2 of them are 4 inches long. Notice in one of them I cut out a collapsed area just to add some character. Now, we want to protect these walls with a mixture of craft glue and water. I mix about 3 parts water to 1 part glue. There's no exact science here. You want a thin mixture that you can paint on with an old brush. This step is not strictly necessary, but I have found that a layer of thin glue adds a lot of durability to your walls because polystyrene is naturally just a really lightweight and impressionable material. When the glue dries, it's time for paint. We're using black, medium gray, and light gray. We will start by painting the entire wall black. And since you sealed the walls with glue earlier, it is possible to use spray paint. I just personally prefer to undercoat my walls with a brush. That ensures that I can get the black paint into all the little indents and cracks. After about 30 minutes, my cheap craft paint is dry, and this wall is ready for the final touches. Using a wide, flat brush, paint a medium gray color. I use a cheap brand of paint called Folk Art, but any acrylic paint will do. Using the flat brush helps you to avoid getting paint into all the cracks between the stones. Those you want to leave mostly black. When you're done, the wall will look like this. Finally, let's dry brush the lightest shade of gray. Dry brushing is a technique where you wipe most of the paint off the brush and lightly hit the raised edges of the wall. You'll want some of the first 2 colors to show through, which creates a layered effect. Because this wall has so much texture, it's going to dry brush very quickly. Here's a comparison. The wall in the front has been dry brushed with the light gray color, while the wall in the back only has the first 2 colors. And there you have it. All my wall sections are finished. You can use this method to build as many walls as you need in any lengths. If you're new to the hobby of miniature wargaming, we want you to know how easy and fun it is to make your own terrain. We made these stone walls for our Viking rules Raven Feast, but they'll work for any period of history, World War II, and even fantasy battles. We hope you enjoyed this tutorial. We have plenty of other terrain tutorials on this channel. If you want to learn how to do the 3 essential terrain basics, click up here. And if you'd like to learn more about our Viking rules, Raven Feast, click over here. Thanks for watching Little Wars TV.